Boker tov, shalom, mashlomcha. Just some random thoughts on Robert Bowers, right? So I'm learning, as my video on Trump and his lies shows, that uh, there are white conservative Republicans who are making a ton of money off of illegal immigration. See, I knew one of the biggest motivations behind illegal immigration was drug smuggling and human trafficking. That's why. Oh, hey, that made the light come on my face. That's why my liberals, they always mask their greed with altruism. Oh no, the poor Mexicans. They can't create a better Mexico, so they have to come here and bum off of Whitey. Didn't you see the Netflix special? Didn't we tell you what to think on Facebook? Uh, and so that's the cover story. That's what's on the surface, but what's behind the mask is drugs and fucking child trafficking, prostitution, sex trafficking, Mexican prostitution, bleh. Right? It's very corrupt, but it's like a whore, like a prostitute puts on makeup to try to make herself appear like a good woman on the surface, but inside she's a piece of shit. Yeah, the same thing. It's the mask they wear. It's very deceptive. But Robert Bowers targeted a synagogue for being supporting immigration because his whole theory, his hypothesis, his thought, his thinking was that the Jews are behind immigration. Yet, no, the Mormons and the Catholics and Christians like the Episcopalians, who are not Jewish but white, very big on immigration. And that's just the religious sector, right? So for the dumb ones, right, the lower tier members of those churches, they are thinking it's moral and it's the right thing to do and give them the cloak off your back and you were once in Israel or you were once in Egypt, foreigners in a foreign land, even though they were never in fucking Egypt, etc. Right? But why didn't he target the white non-religious ones who are actually in the government who are facilitating illegal immigration while pretending to oppose it, right? Because it's a profitable business. Because they're white? Maybe. But I think really it's because the marijuana caused such psychosis and compromised cognitive functions that he just lacked the critical thinking skills to even draw this conclusion on his own, right? That killing 11 Jews at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Philadelphia isn't going to stop the immigration, isn't going to change anything. You're not even targeting the right ones. It's not like those Jews in the synagogue owned GEO Corporation, previously known as Wackenhut, etc. Let me Google that real quick. Who owns GEO Group? Da-da-da, stockholder. BlackRock Fund Advisors, stake 14.43%. The Vanguard Group Inc., 15.56%. Fidelity Management and Research Company. Now, these people, money isn't racist. Greed is not limited to a single race. Whites are greedy, blacks are greedy, Mexican, everybody's greedy. But I think the anti-Semitism automatically paints BlackRock as Jewish. Now, I don't think the owners of BlackRock are religiously Jewish, nor were they holding secret meetings at the synagogues. Who owns BlackRock and Vanguard? not giving any names. Lawrence D. Fink. Finkelstein, eh? Yeah, it's Jewish. Highest shareholder of Microsoft. Hmm. Oh, wait, here you go. William McNabb, the Vanguard. So it's not just the Jews, and it's not only the Jews. Just gonna look up McNabb ethnic origins. McNabb ethnicity. Scottish name. Yeah, I thought so. So when you look at white greed, right? Robert Bauer's psychosis automatically blamed the Jews, but not the whites. There's a lot of Jews behind the legalization of cannabis, so it's profitable. So Jews and whites, just like the whites who are profiting off of the demographic replacement, right? The mass immigration. They are greedy. They don't care about the destruction they're having. They only care about money, just like the cannabis industry. So if Jews are pushing cannabis and immigration, even though immigrants high on cannabis are murdering Jews, and whites are pushing cannabis and profiting off of immigration, even though immigrants high on cannabis are murdering whites, raping whites, etc., then you have nobody to blame but yourselves for your own outcomes. The fact that you cannot stop because of your lust for profit and greed, well, it would be cool if it only harmed the people profiting from these destructive industries. But unfortunately, externalizing cost and labor means externalizing harm onto those that we're all being hurt by it. We're all having the destructive impacts of the immigration industry, the illegal immigration industry, and the cannabis industry. And I thought about that last night. The beast system is what they call it in the right wing conspiracy nut websites. But it does make sense because there's a lot of taxpayers in California and Colorado, any state that's legalized marijuana, whose kids ended up in psychosis from marijuana and ended up hospitalized, institutionalized, suicided, homicided, vehicular fatality, cause or victim, etc., etc., etc. One woman, her son jumped off a bridge, lived, but broke so many bones in his body. Oh, I don't even know if he's gonna walk again. In cannabis-induced psychosis. Um, so these taxpayers are paying money into the very system that is eating their children because either they're too stupid to draw this connection that marijuana is causing the harms and the harms don't outweigh the profit, or they're too greedy to let this moral and ethical boundary of the lives, families, harms caused by marijuana stop them from the profit of the marijuana industry. And that applies to all these other industries that have significant harms in the name of profit and greed.